Welcome to another edition of the Doer's Digest. You know, here we like to tackle the tough stuff. And today, we're getting into a moment that can knock absolutely anyone off balance. What do you do when you lead with kindness only to get mocked for it?
I mean, have you ever been there? You extend an olive branch, you offer some help, you express some genuine goodwill, and you get hit with suspicion or ridicule or just straight up scorn. That sting, oh, it is real and it can be so disorienting.
For doers, people like you who are out there trying to build things, create things, connect with people, this experience can feel like a direct hit. You put yourself out there, you're acting from a place of integrity, and the response you get just feels like this huge personal rejection. It's a painful spot to be in, and it's a really common challenge.
But what if I told you this problem is, well, it's thousands of years old, and that one of the most powerful ways to think about responding actually comes from an ancient story? We're going to look at our anchor text for today to find some of that timeless strength.
Okay, so let's get into this. Our anchor text is 2 Samuel chapter 10. And it all kicks off with this really simple, kind intention from King David. He just wants to show kindness to a neighboring prince, Hanun, whose dad just died. It's a pretty standard diplomatic gesture, right? An act of goodwill. But things go wrong, and they go wrong fast.
So here's the quick play-by-play. David sends his people to offer comfort, but Hanun's advisors are just swimming in suspicion, and they convince him it's all a trick. So how does Hanun respond? With major public humiliation. He has their beards shaved and their clothes cut, which was a profound insult back then. And this one single act of mockery just spirals. Alliances form, and a kind gesture ends up igniting a full-blown war.
So how do we pull something useful out of all that ancient drama? Well, this story actually gives us three really powerful truths. Think of them like anchors to hold on to when you're in your own storm of being misunderstood or wronged. So, truth number one, good intentions don't always get good results. And that's a hard pill to swallow. When your kindness gets misinterpreted, it is so tempting to just pull back, right? To get cynical. But the call here isn't to get bitter. It's a call to guard your heart, for sure, but to stay faithful to who you are and what you're all about. Now, this second truth is absolutely critical. Humiliation is like gasoline on a fire. A hot, emotional reaction only makes everything worse. And I want you to notice what David doesn't do. He doesn't immediately fly into a rage and go for revenge. No. Instead, he prepares. He lets a disciplined, strategic action, not some raw fury, guide what he does next. Dignity, it turns out, is a powerful de-escalator.
And that brings us right to our third truth. It wasn't just raw courage that won the day in the story. It was courage that was guided by wisdom and by planning. The point is, courage without a plan is just noise, but courage with the plan, whoa, that can change the entire outcome.
Okay, so let's shift from ancient truths to right here, right now. How do we take this wisdom and actually use it in our lives? This next part is your practical playbook for when you, the modern doer, are on the receiving end of that kind of scorn. Here are 6 moves you can make. First, and this is the most important, breathe. Humiliation loves a quick emotional comeback. Don't give it one. Second, protect. If your team, your family, your people are affected, your first move is to make them safe. Third, ask. Before you escalate, try to figure out the motive. Was this just malice or fear or a big misunderstanding? Fourth, choose. Base your response on your principles, not your gut feelings. Fifth, get wise counsel. Trust me, a few steady advisors are way better than 100 angry friends. And finally, number 6, train. Actually rehearse a calm response so you're ready when you get blindsided.
Part of that training is having a few things ready to say. Because in a moment of shock, our minds can just go blank. Or, fill with rage. Having a pre-planned calm script can be an absolute lifeline. It gives your brain a path to follow instead of just defaulting to fight or flight.
Okay, here's a great one for de-escalation. We came to help. Let's talk about what happened. See, this isn't defensive, it's an invitation. You're calmly restating your original goal and opening the door for a conversation, not a confrontation. You're seeking clarity.
Now, this one sets a really powerful boundary. I won't return insult for insult. I will protect my team and seek a wise way forward. This shows true, principled leadership. You're flat out refusing to stoop to their level, you're stating your priority, which is your people, and you're committing to a thoughtful process, not a reactive one.
And sometimes the most important script is the one you say to yourself. Just a quiet little mantra to center yourself before you do anything. Courage now, wisdom always. It's a simple reminder to balance that bravery with prudence in those critical moments right after an insult.
So let's see how this playbook actually works in real life. At work, a colleague shames your team. You protect your people first, then you calmly correct the record later. With family, a relative twists your generosity into weakness. You refuse to be shamed and you set a clear boundary. With friends, if your trust gets broken, you protect yourself and you look for a resolution, not revenge. You see, in every case, the principles are exactly the same. Protect, act with dignity, and always choose wisdom over fury.
All right, let's bring this all together with one final steady word. It is so important to remember this when you're reeling from an undeserved blow. The incident itself, it does not get the final say on who you are.
Your character, your integrity, your legacy, none of it is defined by the insult someone throws at you. It is forged in the quiet, steady, courageous choices you make in the moments and the days after the blow. That is where your true strength is really revealed. Your response, that becomes your story.
And so we end right back where we started, in our anchor text, with this charge from the commander on the battlefield. It's a call to courage, yeah? But a really specific kind of courage. One that's valiant, principled, and in service of something much bigger than our own pride. So, be of good courage, act with wisdom, and never ever let the scorn of others silence the kindness that's in you.